go make your drink and then come back.
Too late.
This nigga, dog.
I think y'all with me.
Yeah.
I mean, if we need to, we can edit out.
Yeah. This.
Actually, we don't have to edit out because we didn't do an introduction.
Exactly.
You ready to go?
We good. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Welcome to Technical Fouls 2022 Trade Deadline Recap Show. I am the Eric J.
Only known as.
Do our intros.
I guess.
I just totally skipped past 10.
Okay, it's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka making me a drink, aka give it to me.
Better be no vodka in that bitch.
No, it's tequila.
He a grown man.
Hold on, wait.
He drink brown and tequila. He a grown man.
We got El Padrino.
I see. He got money.
No, this is Trader Joe's. Not Trader Joe's. This is what's that other place? They got the liquor.
I don't know. We in Wisconsin. Look at it.
The one Bayshore. Total Wine. There we go. Total Wine.
Ain't giving no free.
We walked in.
I know.
Hey, fair enough.
Anyway,
I had a story, but no free plugs.
It's your boy K, gentlemen.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that. See, everything just fall apart when Camille ain't here. So shout out to the point guard.
Point guard.
Yeah, man.
Lockhart, girl next door. On the down for the women at Love Sports.
Sure.
Yeah, Camille had a family thing today, so it's just the three of us reacting to
Three amigos.
Just the three
probably
of us.
the most active trade deadline, or at least big names getting moved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Because last year it was the most deals done, but this year is actually probably like
The most moving.
worth a damn.
Moves that actually matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like last year,
Like
was
needle movers.
This team was trying to duck the tax. This team was trying to duck the tax. Like now it's actually like teams are trying to get better. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Boston did try to duck the tax.
I mean, but they
I guess
still
we
got
can
better.
get right into it. The deal that some people said wasn't gonna happen, and other people said was definitely happened. Definitely happened.
We knew it.
James Harden got traded to Philadelphia for Ben Simmons. Those are the headliners. The actual details of the trade include James Harden and Paul Millsap going to Philly for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, a 2022 unprotected first-round pick that they have the right to defer until 2023, and a 2027 first-round pick that is top 8 protected and becomes top 8 protected through 2028 and becomes 2 second-round picks if not conveyed after that. So, which one of y'all wants to hit this first?
All right. Shit. I am on my speaking up. I think that it actually is not a bad deal for both sides. Granted, we don't know what the Harden and Embiid combo really gonna look like, but I don't think that it's gonna be bad, truth be told. Plus, I also feel like what Ben Simmons and Seth Curry are able to bring to them, they pick up 2 first-round picks. Like they had somebody who had pretty much was done with being in that, and someone who absolutely was done being a 76er, and they end up getting value for a guy that everybody and their mama knew wasn't playing for them ever again. Which I think was probably one of the biggest coup for the 76ers. And then to get the haul that they did. No, I'm sorry, not the haul that they did. They got Harden. They got a bona fide superstar. Yeah. They got a legitimate superstar. So you can't, I mean, like, regardless of what you feel like the fit is, I don't think the fit is as atrocious as, say, Westbrook going over to the Lakers. Like, you can worry about that type of fit because of the type of play style, but Harden, we've seen, can be a point guard or facilitator and as well as a scorer. And shit, as of right now, rebounder.
Let me focus this conversation a little bit more.
Okay.
Who do you think won the trade? Was it Philly? Was it Brooklyn? Was it both? Was it Harden?
Brooklyn.
Was it Ben Simmons? Like, who are the winners here? Do you feel like there are any losers here? Like,
yeah, I feel like it's a win-win for both teams. Kind of like what Tim alluded to. Like, you got the Sixers got rid of Ben Simmons and Brooklyn got rid of James Harden. Like, James Harden didn't want to be there. He showed us again what he did it in Houston last year. So
just last season.
Yeah, so just like
that's some sucker behavior, though.
Exactly,
bro. Just
like,
last season.
Yeah, like force your way out of 2 teams in 2 years. Like that's crazy, bro. But I hope it work out. Shout out to MB for the tweet.
Today was a banner day for NBA tweets. I'll say that. Because we got started early. The people that didn't see it, Pat Beverly. I want to pull it up so I get the exact language, but he finally clapped back at Russell Westbrook, and it was glorious.
Somebody said I was. What did he say last year? Somebody said I was running around.
I'm pulling it up. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Just give me a second. That's it. I want to get this verbatim. Where we at? Okay, he said, I remember when somebody said to y'all, all I do is run around and trick y'all. Well, my boy is a real magician this year. Mwah, chef's kiss.
Been waiting on it. It may not be today. Get your ass back.
Yeah, that was chamber. Like, yeah, that's
yeah, and then Joel Embiid. Oh, I just lost my light. Oh well. Yeah, then Joel Embiid, clean, just tweet the RIP Bozo guy. Just the picture. You know he's been sitting on that since June.
So he like, I can't wait till he leaves. As soon as he leaves, this is it. This is get him. This is get him. That was still one of the wildest moments. Probably one of the wildest tweets or memes. Like my man said, R.I.P. Bozo, showed up to his funeral to make sure that he dead. Like that. What? R.I.P. to the ops, like, dog.
And then just the cherry on top of the petty Sunday that was today. Did y'all watch the All-Star draft?
No, I didn't.
I saw clips.
Okay. So obviously the captains are LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
LeBron James.
James Harden is a All-Star reserve. They're going through, picking players. Like, I got Garland, I got DeJounte Murray, I got Chris Middleton, back and forth. A very obvious name that probably would have gone a lot sooner had the situation been different is very glaringly sitting there. Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal started being like, hey, man, who you gonna grab?
You got your boy.
What you gonna do? Yeah.
Your boy there.
LeBron James is just loving it like a pig in slop, just enjoying himself. Nobody's picking Harden. So it gets down to Harden and Gobert.
Big Petty.
Shaq, Kitty, and Chuck are like, hey, Katie, you need some size, right? You need some interior. He's like, yeah, y'all right. I do. I need some size. So James Harden ends up going last. And LeBron James is just cracking up the entire time. It's hilarious TV. But
he's being big petty.
So he's not buying in. But
yeah,
of course not.
Anyway,
funny.
Winners and losers.
It was very funny, sir.
Winners and losers. Anybody got any losers? Anybody worse off now than they were prior to this? Like, honestly, I'm having a hard time coming up with any losers. Like, I said on our weekly show that I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't concerned about, like, as a Bucks fan, like, I'm not concerned about it. Like, I feel like both of these teams make themselves much more beatable. Tim just had a religious experience over there. But anyway, I think that both teams make themselves more beatable and more
I got my sweet red
combustible.
wine, bro.
Okay. You froze, Tim, I think.
Yeah, you froze, B.
You get a screen cap of this? Ken?
Huh?
You get a screen cap of this? Just his face right now. Anyway, like, we are off the rails already. It's only been 10 minutes.
Exactly.
What's my point? Tim talking about his red wine just threw me all the way. Oh, most teams more beatable, and I think it makes them more combustible long term. Like, I can easily see how this fails for both teams, but it's also high upside for both. It's like, for Philadelphia, Ben Simmons was just, you could write him off like he was never playing for them ever again.
Yeah.
So, like, to get a player of James Harden's caliber, even if it is like a possibly diminished version, like, it's still one of the top 20 players in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So the talent is there, and if he can regain any of that, like, if any of it was just, I don't want to be in Brooklyn anymore, so I'm just like, a lot of it obviously was, but like, he didn't look great for parts of the earlier season too. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't know if it's been bugging him the entire year, and he's like, I got to get out of here, or if it's just something that became more obvious later on. But if they get even 85% of peak Harden, like that's still a great player.
Exactly.
So
he gonna get buckets regardless.
Yeah. I do have concerns about the fit between Embiid and Harden, but I think that I've been focusing too much on when they share the court together and ignoring the fact that much like they did with Chris Paul and Harden in Houston, they can kind of stagger them. So you have 48 minutes of all NBA play. You know what I mean? So they can play one way when Embiid and Harden share the court. They can play one way when Embiid is just on the court, and they can play one way with just Harden's on the court. So it's really hard to kind of game plan for that and make sure that you have the personnel to defend that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, so go ahead.
No, I was just saying, with the only thing that I have with Ben Simmons is that he hasn't played since June. So it's going to take him a minute. Even though I don't care if you've been working out and you've been staying in shape, still being in game speed is different. So it's going to take him, at least a few games for him to get, back acclimated as as well as he can.
That's a great point, and I think that honestly, you don't want to waste a year of Kevin Durant. That's just something you don't want to do at this stage in his career. But at the same time, I think that it might be just this year, Kyrie can't play all the games. We're still getting Ben Simmons back. KD has missed a month at this point. It seems like he's nowhere close to being back. It might just be play for next year. Obviously try what you can this season, but next year, once they have a full training camp, maybe New York's vaccine mandate is different, or Kyrie gets a shot. Maybe they'll be able to have a full team. They'll be able to use those 2 draft picks that they picked up in this trade to make moves in the offseason. This might be a move for the future because you don't have the same level of pressure that you had with James Harden. Because Ben Simmons is 5 to 7 years younger. He has more certainty in his contract if he's willing to play. And again, maybe Kyrie is more settled at that point, although Kyrie could be a free agent this offseason and you never know with him. But it seems like he's always, on Team Durant. So maybe he's more invested in staying there than people might give him credit for. So I say all that to say maybe it is a more future looking move for Brooklyn. This year's it's screwed up. Joe Harris is hurt. Blake Griffin just fell off a cliff. Paul Millsap didn't work out.
The secret stuff ran out.
Yeah, they have a bunch of rookies that seem promising. So again, still try to win a championship, but this could be a half step back to take 2 steps forward next season.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then another people gotta stop. I'm tired of hearing people saying that Ben Simmons is trash. The man is not trash. He just can't shoot. Literally, all he can't do is shoot. He's a great defender.
I think he can. I think he can.
They're gonna go to Brooklyn just sparking.
Just start letting them go, bro. I swear to God, if he comes to Brooklyn in his first game, he pulling threes. Good Lord, they gonna hate that man in Philly. They will hate that man to the end of time in Philly.
His jerseys in that joint.
Yeah. Oh man, they gonna set the record for N-words when he come back on March 10th.
D&D on March 10th. What you talking about? Coach's decision.
Hard R's.
He ain't even in Philly though.
Actually, it is Ben Simmons, so I wouldn't put it past him. But again, if they meet in the playoffs, what then?
Ooh. If they meet in the playoffs, they only go see Kevin Durant.
That's gonna be must see though.
Shit! All I gotta do is win at the crib. That's it. I don't give a damn. We go to Brooklyn 3 times. You got to be here 4. What you talking about? They better not get in no position where they've not got home court advantage, bro. Brooklyn needs all the home court advantage.
No, Brooklyn needs the road court advantage.
Oh yeah,
Kyrie can only play on the road.
Yeah.
So actually, they may be smart to just, everybody take your time. We'll get that AC, and then we make sure that we Man,
Yeah.
So like more things are coming out about like what the situation's been like in Brooklyn like the last couple of weeks. It actually started this morning before the trade even went through, with Woj dropping that Harden wanted a trade, but he didn't want to ask for a trade because he didn't want to be, face the backlash of forcing his way out of two situations.
But he did.
So you just tell the loudest mouth in the NBA.
You still did it, sir. It worked. Good job.
And I mean, like, he clearly quit on the team. The team apparently could tell, like, okay, this dude is doing this again. Like, it wasn't a secret. You leaked that, I might be interested in going to Philly in the offseason, like a month ago. And actually, it's probably been longer than that because it finally got to the public about a month ago. But, like, this has apparently been bubbling under the surface for a while. So, like, he did everything short of demand a trade to avoid demanding. You know what I mean? Like,
told everybody that would listen to the far reaches.
But then they come to you and be like, "You want to get traded?" No, I ain't say that.
Well, I would never. I would never. I love it here.
That's some wild stuff.
But then this afternoon, the Athletic dropped that apparently Kyrie saged the visiting locker room in Cleveland, and James Harden was just like, "What the what?" Like that was like the anecdote that they had in there to kind of like apparently just KD was cool with everybody, but like Kyrie and Harden just like they didn't mesh.
Yeah, with his burning bushes and shit, and he like, dog, come on,
I gotta get up out of here.
I can't do this. Not with the Badu.
Out here, you won't.
He got the sage crystals, the sage, the burning sands, and the glistening stone. This is just too much, bro.
Yeah,
just too much, bro.
This reminds me of like when you try to get your high school best friend and your college best friend to come and hang out together, and they just don't,
Yeah, it don't work.
It don't work.
Like, you tried, bro. Like, I understand why, but
like this, my boy. Like, we cool. Like $100,000 back in the day. Like, nah, man.
Nah, boss.
Not
I'm
the
good.
This ain't it.
I'm good, boss.
Which I can understand. I can also understand that. But I don't think it's going to... I think it helps Brooklyn a lot with more stability as far as their rotation goes. It gives them more depth. So now you have Patty Mills and you have Seth Curry, which is two good guards. They're small guards, but they both can light it up on the offensive end. And then you can help shoulder the low with the ball handling duties and stuff like that. So with Kyrie can go again being the number one point guard if he wants to, the number one facilitator if he wants to, or he can keep just scoring and doing what he needs to. Right, or he can just keep going being the magician that he is. KD is going to be KD, but at least the rest of the roster now has, some depth to it. Not much, but it's a little more than they had.
Like, I get it because they're down Joe Harris, but I might have preferred to go for Tybull instead of Seth Curry. Like, just looking at how small their backcourt is now. You have Patty, you have Seth Curry, and you have Kyrie. Like, there's no way you can pay the three of them at the same time, and those are three of your best five players. So you can't put your best five out in a lineup.
They're gonna be tiny.
I mean, unless you're just trying to outscore people, which, I mean, fair enough. Like, you have KD, Kyrie, and two of the greatest shooters in the league. Like,
but then you also have Drummond. Then you put Drummond down there now. Now they have a legit big with a big body. Granted, Drummond ain't finna stop a cold, but he gonna catch all 30 of them motherfuckers.
Like, Drummond helps for depth, but I don't think like LaMarcus Aldridge is still the best big man that they have on the roster. So like, I don't think that's changing anything. Like, I mean, KD and Ben Simmons are what they are, but like actual, traditional bigs.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Ken, as not a Bucks fan, where does this trade put Brooklyn and Philly in the East hierarchy?
I feel like my order would still be, I still think Bucks number one still. Heat will be like number two, and then Chicago. And then that's where I have either Brooklyn or the 76ers coming in.
Okay, which one higher though?
I have 76ers.
I'll give you that. They're next regular season. I mean, they did keep Tobias over there too. So you got Tobias and Harden.
Tobias got to be the most forgotten player in the league. Like, the most forgotten max player in the league.
Consistently, bro. Like, they maxed that man out.
And thing is, he skated like he got to be sending Ben Simmons a fruit basket because like like there's no like sure Ben Simmons shrunk from the moment, but like Tobias Harris was a zero for the most of that Atlanta series and got no type of flack.
Nope.
And even this season, like I think he's come on lately, but like he's not playing up to even the third option on a good team. Like he's just there.
Which is funny because I was like, when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, you can't win they say you can't win a chip with 2, you need 3. I was like, but who the hell would be 3? Oh shit, that's right, Tobias is there. Like I understand, and this is just again, it's in the vacuum of their peers, but damn, bro, like amongst the monies made, the guys with the type of money that you making, you are very quiet.
Like
he's the Marvin Bagley of the crew.
Number 3 now.
That's wild.
Tyrese Maxey is their 3. Like he's their number 3, not their small forward.
And I like Maxey though. Maxey be hooping.
No, I mean that's a compliment to Maxey, but that
was a really good pickup for them.
What, Maxey?
Mm-hmm. Again, as to their depth, they needed some depth. They needed some help. It doesn't hurt.
What you talking about, fam?
Tyrese Maxey.
He was already on Philly.
I thought he was got part of that Brooklyn trade.
No.
Oh, my bad.
Just Seth Curry and Drummond.
You're right, and the 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, me tripping for a second.
Them anyway, 2 picks is gonna be
Tim. Where's Philly and Brooklyn in your hierarchy now?
I got Brooklyn. Let's say.
So okay, what's your number 1 now?
MKE's number 1.
What's your number 2?
I'm gonna go. Shit, hold on. Give me a second. Jog my memory.
You got Miami, you got Milwaukee, Cleveland, Chicago, Philly, Brooklyn, Toronto, Boston, Toronto. That's it, Toronto.
Charlotte. I'm gonna go Milwaukee, Miami.
Okay.
So Milwaukee,
then
Miami,
I go
1, 2.
Yeah. Then Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. They really are down there, huh? I'm gonna keep Philly right there though. I'll keep Philly at 5. Cleveland at 6.
Oh, you got Brooklyn lower.
Yeah, I'll probably put Brooklyn at 7.
Okay.
That's the order now, ain't it?
Brooklyn is at 8 right now. Philly's at 5 right now.
Okay. Fair enough. I guess to answer my own question, I'd say Milwaukee 1, Miami 2, probably put Philly 3, Chicago 4, Cleveland 5, Brooklyn 6, Toronto 7, Boston 8, and then Charlotte 9.
Okay.
Oh, and Atlanta in there too. Man, the East is stacked.
The East is stacked. They was just talking about how
Charlotte and Atlanta as the 9 and 10 seed, and like both of them
could easily, yeah.
I still think Charlotte's a year away. Although like they made a move today, which I kind of like for them. Although it does raise some questions. But yeah, man, like the East is tough.
Yeah.
And like think about the people that we named after the top 4, like like a lot of those people are going home. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's the wildest part.
4 teams can advance to the second round. So Milwaukee, Miami, Philly, Brooklyn, Chicago, Cleveland, Boston, Toronto, like 4 of those teams are going home in the first round.
Crazy.
That's wild. And if Brooklyn stick around to where they at, what if Brooklyn do stick around for the 7-8 seed? Ooh, you still got to see them in the first round, bro.
I feel like because the teams are so close right now in the East, like there's gonna be some jockeying, especially like as we go down the stretch. Mm-hmm. Because like if you do have Brooklyn in the 7-8 or somewhere in the play in, or hell, if you have Philly somewhere in the play in or whatever, like there's really no incentive to be 1-2 aside from obviously home court advantage. But it's like, would you rather have home court advantage or Cleveland in round 1 or
Mm-hmm.
Boston in round 1. Like,
Yeah.
And like you said before, you don't want home court advantage against the Nets.
also, so things
That's
should be
gonna be
interesting.
interesting.
So
That's
like,
gonna be real interesting at the end of the season.
I was gonna make this point at the end, but I think just shout out to the NBA for the play-in, because like that has done wonders for like the competition down the stretch. Because like usually, you know, like we get to March, April, like teams are just playing out the string or resting guys. Like you actually have to go hard like the entire year because everybody's trying still,
and everybody within reach.
Everybody's within reach.
I'm glad you kind of coming around to it. You ain't really care for it at first, right? The play-in?
Me? Mm-hmm. I love the play-in. I've been the play-in biggest champion the whole time.
Okay.
I've been the one trying to talk people into the play-in. Like,
it's been a good thing. I've never had an issue with it from the jump either. But there have been people like but they really gonna make it a thing with the mid-season tournament that's coming next.
I don't like just throw everything against the wall, see what stick. Like, you know who the biggest fan of the play-in is now? That you said what did he say before? Whoever came up with this needs to get fired.
Oh, Mr. James.
Oh, Mr. James, he is.
I bet he.
There was no play-in. Like their season will be over, literally.
Done, like finito. But because of the play-in, there is legit chance.
You looking around?
The disrespect around these parts. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, boy, y'all.
Hey,
y'all 4 games clear of 10, but y'all right there.
We still got a chance.
Y'all behind the Timberwolves, bro.
Y'all 4 games under 500 or 3?
Hey, man.
4.
We gonna get it together.
I did just see that Chris Haynes reported that the Lakers rejected Wall for Russ in the first rounder, which I think they should have. First round, like, dude, you have no idea what's gonna be going on in 2027. Like, there's no way you can unprotect that pick for John. Like, if it was a clear upgrade, sure, but like, just to move pieces that might be equal, like.
But but it's from Houston.
No. The Lakers would have been the one sending the first round pick.
Oh yeah, because you had to. That would have been an incentive to take Russ.
Yeah, that would make no sense.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that. If I was Houston too. Damn. Do you think so? Here's my question: buyout market come up, right? Lakers made no moves. So for those looking for Laker moves that didn't know if anything happened with the Lakers, there was no moves by the Lakers today. They team is they team. As of today, they said they're gonna be big champions in the buyout market with 15 people on their roster. Good luck.
LeBron for the time. Looking at the paper, who gold? Who we getting up
He
on?
opening up the black Rolodex. Like, come on, bro.
I was gonna say, like, the having a full roster is not good because, like, obviously you got to waive somebody, but luckily for the Lakers, they got a bunch of people that they can waive, so it don't really
they wouldn't mind waiving.
These are facts.
And I mean, like, it's all minimum guys too, so it's like,
yeah,
like obviously they probably should have moved some guys around just for like tax purposes, but if they're willing to pay a little bit extra in the tax, like,
yeah,
it don't matter.
Well, they couldn't get rid of nobody. Like,
and like I think
nobody?
Tim, I think we could say the buyout market for the Tuesday show just because, or the Wednesday show, just because like we don't know exactly who's getting bought out yet.
When does buyout start?
I mean, buyouts can start right now, but nobody's been like Enes Kanter. I think is the only person that's been waived so far. Oh, and DeAndre Bembry are the only ones that have been waived so far. So, like once we have
nice. Okay, yeah. What's that?
We'll save it. So our team, our consensus number 1 team in the East did make a move. The Bucks traded Dante DiVincenzo in a 4-team deal with Serge Ibaka coming back to Milwaukee. So I'll lay out who's going where. Marvin Bagley is going to Detroit. The Clippers get Rodney Hood and Semi Ojeleye. Bucks get Serge Ibaka and 2 second-round picks from Detroit. And then Sacramento gets Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Jackson, and Trey Lyles. So, Tim, how you feeling about Ibaka for DiVincenzo?
I think it was a good trade. I'm sad that Ragu gone, but clearly the Kings have had the. You said what?
What was his nickname?
The Big Ragu.
Oh, okay.
Nah, that's White Dante fan.
And White Dante. But no, I'm sad that he gone, man. I was a fan of him. I was really hoping that before he got hurt, it looked like that Villanova Player of the Year player was starting to come out.
Okay.
And then he got hurt, and it became more so like he's good for ball handling, some defense, and things like that, like in sporadic points. But for the most part, just like real good, like a good perimeter defender, and he'll get you what you need to. It's rebounding.
Wait, time out. Luka had 7 threes in the first quarter.
Bro, we ain't got time to be talking about baby Jesus now.
I just want we might be witnessing history tonight. I just want to put that out there, like for posterity. Anyway,
in the first, bro, he got at least 10 more step back threes in this game. Not no straight up threes, just step back. Bro, just letting it go. Like damn.
But he got Carlisle and Porzingis out of there within 6 months of each other. Them is.
But no, as far as I was picking up Ibaka though, I think that was one of the better. So it's funny, after watching the Clippers game, I was like, you know what? He wouldn't be a bad pickup, if we needed another big. Because Ibaka has always been able to shoot, so he can stretch the floor, which is one of the primary things that we need from our bigs. He's always been a rebounder, and he's always been a defender. Even at this age, he could be serviceable enough on the defense to just throw his body in there if he needs to. But he's going to get the boards. He's going to be able to knock down the open three, whether it's the corner or the wing or the key. I think it was a great trade for us. Like I said, Dante was already, I think this was his contract year 2. We picked up Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen's proven to be a little bit more valuable than Dante since we picked him up. We got him on the cheap too, so we got him for multi-year contract. So for us to be able to get value like that out of Dante for a big that we've been needing all season, and he's in a contract year, so we're gonna be able to free up about almost $10 million next year just from him alone. And we've needed every cent that we can find. That was a lot of value in that trade. I think it was a win-win for all 4 teams, because I also like that Bagley went over to the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. I like that.
I like the. Truth be told, I like what the Pistons is doing. Like they're getting a bunch of young, hungry, scrappy dudes who just don't give a fuck and spin the ball out. And
he's young. I don't know if he's hungry and scrappy. Like if he's hungry and scrappy,
he in Detroit. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got no choice. Either you gonna eat or be eaten. But I think because he'll be around a bunch of cats who like they really want to make something out of Detroit. I feel like I feel like those cats like Sadiq Bey and Cade and Grant didn't move nowhere. So like I feel like all of those cats feel like as long as I'm here, we're gonna make Detroit something. And I think that may rub off on Bagley as well, because I really do like how they kind of. I feel like Detroit's kind of gritty again. They look gritty, a little hungry, but they're not good yet. But they'll get there. They be bothering people. I like their squad.
They're young. They're athletic, which that fits their GM's MO to a T. Like. So he was part of the Oklahoma City front office when they built with like KD and Russ and all them. So like if you look at that team, like, and you can see the DNA with what he's building in Detroit. Like they aren't gonna win a bunch of games, so like that puts them with another like top 5 pick coming in next year. So yeah, like I think that it's a nice little flyer for them, bringing in Marvin Bagley. Ken.
Yes, sir.
Outside looking in, what do you think of Ibaka to the Bucks?
I think it's a like Tim alluded, like it's a really good move for y'all. Especially with Brooke still. I'm not sure what's up with Brooke's situation.
He's shooting.
Yeah, so like he's doing like individual work in practice. He hasn't been cleared for 5-on-5. Apparently, he went on the West Coast road trip because his surgeon was in LA. So while he was out there, he had to check up to see like what his progress was. Obviously, they're not releasing that information, but all reports so far have been that they still expect to have him back before the end of the season. Okay. Before the end of the regular season. So hopefully he has time to kind of ramp up for playoffs. And like at first, I was kind of like, okay, if they're going out to get a veteran big man, like, does that mean like there was a setback with Brooke? But like thinking about it, even from last offseason, like I felt like they were thin even before Brooke got hurt. So like having 3 bigs on the roster, like has obviously exposed, like, with one of them going down, it's like, okay, you're one injury away from being in a really rough spot. So, like, if they
Yes.
like, obviously with Ibaka coming in and then hopefully getting Brook back, like, that gives them depth. Because while,
My bad.
Giannis at center lineups are a nice luxury to have, like, you kind of have to rely on that at this point.
We don't want to keep that.
He doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't want to keep doing. Life is a lot easier with having another big next to him. So I think that anything that you can do to kind of lessen the load on Giannis. And like last year, they kind of won with size. So making sure that you have the ability to have two bigs that in every lineup, if you need to, it's a good luxury to have. Gives them toughness, rebounding, rim protection has been really lacking this year. And I think, again, like, Ibaka had his own back injury last year that he missed, like the end of the season with. So if he's healthy and he, apparently he's been playing better over the last month. So hopefully that continues into his Milwaukee stint, and he's motivated by the fact that, he doesn't have a contract for next year.
He gonna have hella open looks too.
Hella open looks. So he's a floor spreader, rim protector, and a rebounder. Like that, those are all things that they need. Toughness, like all that intangible shit. Like a leader, he's a champion. Like it's
exactly.
It's a good fit. Like I'd hope that they could get a little bit more for Dante, but like I'm not. Like he hasn't been great since he's returned. I think he'll be fine. Like I think that the Kings got a good piece, and like I'm trying not to sound too down on Halliburton because I'm not, but I'm wondering if, like, Halliburton, Bagley versus Sabonis, Dante, like, I kind of would rather have Sabonis, Dante, like, if you're putting those two moves together and looking at, like, the long-term future, like.
With De'Aaron, you know what? That's not a bad squad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are still trying to kill the Kings. Like, oh man, Kings going Kings, but it's like they have a group of young vets, that know how to play NBA basketball. It's like, it's not flashy. It might not be the highest upside ever, but like this is a team that they had from the start of the season. Like, I think they will be solidly a playoff team, or at least like an upper play-in team. So I guess, at this point, it's kind of all you can, like, given what Sacramento has been through, like, the last 20 years, like, that's a solid base to start with. Like, they still have, obviously, Fox. They still have Barnes. Like, they still have to figure out some lineup things, but honestly, like, the talent is there. So I think that if they can put it together, like, that's a solid team. It's not flashy, but he'll get the job done, I guess. I don't know.
They'll be interesting. They'll be interesting looking at, because I like the guards, truly. Like, now if you're thinking about it, they got Dante, they got Fox, they got Mitchell.
Mitchell.
And then
Holiday.
Who just picked up Joe Ingles? What was that trade with the Jazz?
He tore his ACL.
So
he went to
right,
Portland,
but then
he's not playing.
he went to Portland. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, even for the future, though he tore his ACL now, like that would be a good addition coming when he gets back healthy. But no, I like that. And Sabonis has always been nice. Like they really did get a real star in Sabonis. Like he's nothing to actually like sneeze at, and I guess they'll realize that the more he plays. But he had a good debut last night. Like
he played really well.
He gonna get you your 24 and 10 at least.
Like it's not like
And he can pass really good too, like his pops. So Sabonis is nice.
Player.
He is. He's a good all around player. Offense, defense, like passing, like what you need from him.
I mean, as we've seen, like with the Bucks, like if it's not a new shiny thing, like people don't care. Like if you just, I know what that is. Like, yeah, you know what that is, but you know that's something good. Like Sabonis was an all-star the last 2 seasons, and this year his stats are even better than those 2 seasons. But because, I mean, obviously, like there's a lot going on in Indiana, but it's not like he's not still improving. You know what I mean? Like it's not like his ceiling is capped. He's 25 years old.
You didn't even trade a first-round pick for him. Or did they? No, they didn't. Like
Halliburton,
which was their first round pick a year ago, but still, that's
And they got off a Buddy, who they apparently had no interest in keeping and was still under contract for 3 seasons. So like, there's some like you have to kind of bake
Buddy Hill
in that
money,
price.
really. Buddy Hill money, wow.
Yeah.
that money,
Close to
wow.
20, I think, or over 20.
Oh,
We was thirsty for him too.
The Lakers.
Yeah.
y'all should have.
Again, like it kind of depends on like what your situation is, because I see, like, obviously he's not as talented as what you thought you were getting in Russell Westbrook, but like he was always going to be a better fit because like you surround LeBron James with shooting, like
that's what you do.
That's what you do.
We've seen the winning formula.
Yeah.
Get him a bona fide stud next to him and surround the rest of them with shooting and role players who know their job. You need a rebounder, get a rebounder. You need a 3-point shooter, get a 3-point shooter. You need a 3-and-D guy, do that. But surround LeBron with shooting and good role players, and you have yourself a chip.
Yeah.
Oh, and another stud.
Man, we a long way, but we don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
like, and like, sorry to cut you off, but like,
No, you good, man.
honestly, like, I don't mind. Like, I thought they were at least gonna like move some pieces around the edges, because like, but again, like, if everybody on the Lakers knows that those players are trash, like everybody around the league is gonna know that those players are trash. So like, if you don't have assets to attach to them to get other teams to take them, it's like every team knows that the Lakers are desperate at this point. So I'm pretty sure they weren't getting any deals that were just like, oh yeah, we'll help y'all out. Like,
yeah, not at all.
everybody was trying to be like.
Fuck 'em.
Like the Rockets, like, oh yeah, we'll take Russ for you, but give us your only first round pick remaining.
In 2027. That's it.
How
We
dare
need
you?
that one.
Or like, I heard they were negotiating with the Magic, but they were probably saying like, yeah, we'll take THT, but like we need X, Y, and Z. And it's like, if you know that that's not the value of the player that you're getting, like, I wouldn't just do a deal to do a deal. So like, I actually applaud the Lakers for showing some restraint if the offers that they had out there were that trash.
You want to
Yeah.
make a deal?
So, I know we talked about Luka real quick. He has 30 points.
Yeah, he had 28 in the first and has
30 points. They have a total of 45 points.
Yeah, fam. When you have 7 threes, like you're like
I
that's
get
21
it,
right there.
but 28 in the first quarter?
I told you he happy. Porzingis is
Cooking.
gone.
Cooking.
What, bro?
No, Jason Kidd can't keep getting away with this, man.
He always finds a way, bro.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, if anybody cared, James Harden is gonna wear number 1 in Philly.
Number 1. Okay.
You know, James Harden fans care. I was going to say nobody cares, but James Harden fans care.
Oh,
I don't want.
It's a new era
but
now.
like I feel like 1 isn't the most slimming number. Like you should have picked like a big number so that your jersey looks small.
slimming number.
Nope. But he needs to make sure that there's a new era. So whatever, was it 3?
He was 13 before, but that's retired for Wilt, so he had to get a new number.
Oh, he ain't got no choice, yeah.
Although,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't put it past James Harden to at least ask. Like, I mean,
I'm top
I know
75
it's
too.
Wilt, but like,
I'm James
I'm top
Harden.
75 too, bro. Like, we on the same list.
right.
Like, no, and no. And no. Nigga, you might not even be here in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with the way
That's
he's playing,
the
like,
wild part. Like, technically, this is a rental.
Well, like they did say, a condition of him getting traded was that he opted into his contract for next year, so they at least have.
Nigga, they be lying worse than the weatherman.
Hey man, I'm just going by what the report said. Like, I can't speak to the veracity of it. I can't.
Wait,
I don't know
the damn
if James Harden had
coach
his
said it wasn't
fingers
no trade.
crossed. Like, you know,
Said it wasn't no trade. Now, who we believing?
I mean, James Harden, they said it.
Wait, media came out and said it's a trade. Coach said no. James Harden folks said ain't no trade. Media said no. But then everybody, first thing they say is media be lying. Now, they will spew some shit on you, but it's some truth in all them lies.
What? I mean, the media is just reporting like what the conversations are. Like in this case, like they're saying like what we've heard around the league is this is what's being discussed. Take from that what you will. And then like they bring it to the people and they're like, no, that ain't happening. Like more than likely the people that are lying are the ones being asked about it because they don't want to divulge like whatever they do. And like I get it. Like what incentive does Steve Nash have to be like, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna trade James? Like they trying to get more stuff out of Philly.
True. Well, I mean,
And if they still
some
playing
some
hard to
people
get,
talk too
like
much.
we ain't trading them. Hey, that's what it comes to.
Smart, like don't give up your leverage. If you know you got leverage, don't give up your leverage. Don't go out here talking, telling the world your other people's business. That's the problem. Some people be just so invested in other people's business and shit like that. They feel they gotta tell the whole motherfucking world. It ain't your goddamn business.
Hey, when you mind your business, you have a better life.
Like a good neighbor, stay over there.
Sound like it came from a personal place for you, Tim. Like you got some confessions.
I've been watching. No, I've been watching Ozarks and.
Hey, great show.
Season 3, the brother.
Oh, okay.
Like some people just go too far with just being in other people's shit. I'm on episode 10, bro. I'm at the end.
It gets better.
I know.
It gets better.
Anywho, I think we've talked about the 4-way trade enough.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of danced around a little bit, but Kristaps Porzingis was traded to Washington for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. Huh?
That's a good pickup for them, though. When I seen Bertans was included too, I was like, okay, Dallas. That was nice. That was.
Have you looked at his play the last 2 seasons?
I ain't look at his play this season. Last season, I thought he was one of. I only look at his 3-point shoot.
Well, no. Okay, so like he's like one of the best 3-point shooters. The bubble interrupted year. And remember, he sat out the bubble because he's gonna be a free agent. And he knew what he was doing.
And he got that.
But yeah, basically, he fell off a cliff. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know if his shooting percentage did, but his play has. Like he's been benched. Like he wasn't playing basically for them. So like maybe he'll bounce back with Dallas, but
maybe he'll get bought out and then he can come to Milwaukee.
I don't even know what the Milwaukee one. Like he don't defend at all.
A 6'10" big though that can shoot threes at his clip. Give him the open threes that we get here.
All he does is shoot threes. Like you know how Bud is. Like if you're not defending, you're not seeing the court.
That's true because he wouldn't play Ryan Anderson if his life depended on it.
No.
Ryan Anderson used to be able to shoot his ass off.
And like you can say what you want about like Brent Forbes, but at least he tried. Like at least he was out there. Like what Pat Bev said, like running around, but like he was out there. Like you have to give effort, and apparently like that's the issue with Bertans. Which again, like you get 5 years, $90 million. Like your motivation might be different too.
Play well. Play for who?
Yeah, so like I'm still not like I get that Porzingis and Luka butted heads and like weren't particularly fans of each other, and I know that his injury history, so like it may just be a thing of Dallas being like, we want to take this really big bad contract and turn it into 2 slightly smaller bad contracts because Dinwiddie hasn't been the same guy this year. Coming back from the ACL, apparently he butted heads with Bradley Beal, so it's kind of like trade my headache for your headache.
Yeah.
And hopefully people get along better. But who knows? Maybe it works out for him.
We'll see. Because sometimes it does.
Yeah. And Dallas signed Dorian Finney-Smith, who I hope
that's a good pickup. He was with them before.
I say they signed him to a contract extension. So 4 years, 52, I think. Was the number.
That's gotta be some wild shit. Just like one of your contracts is in the thousands. And then out of nowhere, your next contract is a couple years and multi-millions, but a multi-million-dollar signing bonus. Like, that shit gotta just be like, wow.
Look at
Hey, you can't help but cry when you signing your papers. You're like,
I'm with my tears.
Right. Use your blood, take these tears. My God, the sort of etch it in for eternity.
To make room for Porzingis, the Wizards traded Montrezl Harrell to Charlotte for Ish Smith and Vernon Carey Jr.
Boy, Ish Smith keep on making his way back to Washington, don't he?
The only thing, like, Ish Smith, I think he's coming up on the record for most teams played for in a career, but because he's already been in Washington, this doesn't count as a new team. It's like, dang.
It don't, but damn, that mother. As soon as I seen Ish Smith, I was like, bro, you are the most valuable role
Expendable player
third
ever.
string player, bro. Like, damn, you included everybody's trade, and usually for somebody at least halfway decent.
No, like, and Ish was really good in he was good for Charlotte too, but he was really good in Washington. I know I saw a lot of Washington fans saying like we never should have got rid of him in the first place, so they brought him back.
I liked him when he was here.
Wasn't he here for like a 10-day or something? Like he wasn't here that long.
I liked him when he was here. You know how I am, bro.
A little fast, dude. Like, yeah, that's probably your favorite player in the league.
He wasn't bad though. Like I think
he is what he is. Like he just can't shoot. Like if he could shoot, like he would have stuck in the league. I mean, he's stuck in the league, but like he would have been like entrenched, like as a starter probably.
Like Michael Carter Williams only around because his height, bro. Ain't no, and you can't tell me different. A 6'9" guard that can kind of defend. That's the only reason why MCW still around, bro. That's it. If Smith was 6'8", 6'6".
I mean, if Ish Smith was like 6'3", even like he would be in a better position. But again, like he's barely 6 feet, if that, and he can't shoot. Like there's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
I said that he can't shoot, but he's not a good shooter.
But he's good enough to be in your locker room.
Yeah. Trez to Charlotte, like it doesn't solve their biggest issue, which is defense.
Yeah.
But like if you're just leaning further into a running gun, get out, throw lobs.
Yeah, well, he works. He fits.
Yeah.
He'll be Kenneth Faried for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Honestly, I sell him short. Like he's better than Kenneth Faried in my opinion.
He is. You know what? He is better. But you know what? Peak Manimal is what I got out of. Is what I feel Montrezl Harrell.
Man, that's just because they got dread. They look alike.
Nah, I mean, Peak
Just 'cause
Manimal
they
was
got
putting up buckets. He was bored, and he was playing some defense. Like he was getting his blocks in and shit like that. He was getting his boards.
Trez doesn't do. Trez get buckets. I don't know. He's decent.
He tries to play defense. You know, he be getting in people's faces and shit.
Yeah, you had him for years. Is Trez a defender?
Hell no.
Thank you.
Man, I don't know. Defense, bro. He's dumb, bro.
I'm trying to give him the
He can do everything else, though. He rebound. And he
rebound. He can get a block or two.
He 15. He
15
and 7 or something like that. So, yeah. But nah, he ain't. No, bro. He wasn't there to play defense like that. At all. He's not bad. It's a good pickup for them, I feel like, though.
It is.
Yeah, it should be fun at the very least. Where are we going from here? Boston made some moves. So Boston got Derek White from San Antonio for Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, and a 2022 first round pick.
Ooh, but I mean, so, they got a point guard now.
Yeah.
He's having a good year.
That's a tough lineup. Like,
Derek White's been nice this year. Like, he's been nice.
It's a tough, well-rounded lineup that has size. Like, so you have Derek White and Marcus Smart in the backcourt. You have Tatum and Brown on the wings, and then you have either Horford or Time Lord at center. Like, that's a good top six.
That is.
Yeah.
They brought back in Tice, so they have a little bit more size. Yeah, I mean, like,
they only got guys, like 12 roster spots.
They got Grant Williams still. Like, yeah, Boston's in a good spot for them. Like, I still don't think it's enough to kind of crack like the upper tiers of the East, but like they made themselves a better team today.
We'll see with buyout because again, they got like 4 or 5 roster spots open right now. So with the buyout season, they could go after like 2 guys and like, hey, y'all still can make the top 7.
Yeah, I think the thing to remember with buyout season is that when guys are picking their spots, like usually they're trying to go somewhere where they're going to get playing time. And the issue with Boston is that they have so many guys at every position. It's like, you know, if you're a guard, like, do you want to go there? Like, well, they got Derek White and Marcus Smart.
And they got Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench.
Yeah. Like, I think that they do need like a backup point guard. So like that might be somewhere where somebody might pick it out and be like, oh yeah, I could see minutes for me there. But I do just want, just say, keep in mind that you got to be able to play somebody at those positions. So like for the Bucks now, I'm not sure how attractive that is aside from the fact that you might win a title. Like, are you going to get to play though is the question.
Yeah.
Like maybe as a backup point guard because we don't know what's up with George Hill, and
Mhm.
he has been just okay. But another conversation for another day. And Boston did something else too. Oh yeah, Boston got Daniel Tice for Dennis Schroeder. Also got rid of Bruno
To
Fernando.
Houston.
Yeah. So I honestly I don't know. Like Houston, they still have John Wall though he's not playing. They still have
Mhm.
DJ Augustine. They have the young guys that they're trying to play at point guard. So Kevin Porter Jr., Josh Christopher. I think they play at point a little bit. Jalen
Mhm.
Green. So like, are they bringing in Schroeder to actually play, or are they bringing him in to buy him out? Like I know that part of it is that Tice's deal runs like an extra 2 years. So if anything, they're just trying to get out of those 2 years of the deal because Schroeder's a free agent this year. But like
Yeah.
as far as actually on court, like I don't know.
I
I don't know what they plan to do there.
That was pure money because Schroeder's coming on an expiring contract anyways, and that was just for them to get under the luxury tax because they didn't get the value back for it. Ain't no way you can tell me Daniel Tice is worth three players or 2 players in a first? No.
And they ain't get a first. They got what's his name? They got Fernando and Cantor in addition to Schroeder. So
3 players.
Yeah, so Boston was again like just trying to cut salary cap money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy, ain't no way. I don't believe it.
Again, I was only bringing that up to say like Schroeder's in Houston now, but I don't know if he'll stay in Houston.
He'll be stay there.
What's the point?
Yeah. You come back there.
Apparently, he wanted to come back at some point, and then the Lakers just like, no.
Shit, we could definitely use him.
Like he was willing to come in and back up Russ.
That'd have been perfect.
And they still said no.
I would have enjoyed that.
Boy.
Again, I don't know how much money he was asking for because they still had his bird rights, so they could have.
That actually ended. Then Boston gave him all that money, and everybody was like, "Whoo!"
Boston barely gave him any money. Yeah, Boston gave him 5, like just under 6.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he fucked it up, and he had like what was it, 40 million?
Well, no. Okay, let's back up. So last season, like the Lakers offered him a contract extension, which he turned down.
Yeah.
Like once they got to free agency and they made all their moves, and Schroeder was left without a place to sign, he went back to LA to negotiate because LA could have paid him the most. Mm-hmm. So even though he wanted to be a starter for big money somewhere else, he still could have went back to Lakers, been a backup, and got maybe $10 million a year.
Yeah.
But Lakers are like, no, we don't want to do that. Kind of similar to Caruso. Like I think it was because they didn't want to pay like a big luxury tax bill.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I miss Caruso.
I think everybody in Lakers.
I bet you do,
man.
I bet you do.
God damn it.
I know you be over there sick, just like.
I mean, I'm happy for the Bulls. Y'all know I was big on the Bulls before the season started anyway, because my boy over there. So they Chicago treating him right, so he cool.
Do you have a favorite ball brother?
Huh?
Do you have a favorite ball brother?
Which one of the balls are your favorite?
Hey, bro, relax.
You got to be a little more settled than that.
Hey,
the left one or the right one?
No, my favorite. I love LaMelo, dude. But you know, Lonzo, man, he's a Laker, man, and y'all know how excited I was about him getting drafted. So yeah, Lonzo would be. But they it's like, they're neck and neck.
We only got a couple more to go before we get up out of here. Goran Dragic got traded for Thaddeus Young. So the Spurs got Dragic, who they intend to buy out, and a 2022 first-round pick that's lottery protected this year, top 13 protected next year, and turns into 2 seconds after that. Toronto got Thaddeus Young, Drew Eubanks, who they already cut, in a 2022 second rounder from Detroit. So honestly, if it's lottery protected this year, if Toronto makes the playoffs, which they appear to be on track to do this year, and that's like a 18th, 19th overall pick, probably somewhere in that range.
Oh, okay.
And then the 2022 second from Detroit, like that's probably the 31st pick. So really, they're dropping down like 15 to 20 spots in the draft. Like, which I mean, like that seems like a fair deal to me. Like Toronto, that gives Toronto another 6'7" dude that can defend. Like they gonna have a whole team of them, just at various ages. Like they got OG, they got Precious Achua, they got Scotty Barnes, now they got Thaddeus Young, Pascal Siakam. Like all those dudes are like 6'7", 6'8" power forwards basically.
Athletic,
but they
hell,
defend.
so.
Like I was gonna say, the athletic tail and defend. So, all right, good pick up for Toronto, I guess. And like he was always rumored to get bought out, and I think people were saying like he's probably gonna go to Phoenix. So, that's why Toronto probably jumped in there.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Phoenix, they reacquired Torrey Craig. For the second year at the trade deadline. So Phoenix got Torrey Craig, and they sent out Jalen Smith, who was their first round pick last year, and a second round pick to Indiana. They also picked up Aaron Holiday too for free.
I mean,
well, for free,
I can understand.
For free.
They didn't send anything back for him.
No, it was just cash. It was cash consideration. But I can understand getting Torrey Craig back if you feel like if it's comfortability. It's now he has championship pedigree with the run that they had. Well, granted, he ain't got the ring and shit, but he's been there now. He has the veteran leadership and shit, and it's something that we like. He plays defense. He was hitting threes with them.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah, no, I think it's
doing that shit with us.
Like it's just another move. Like both of those moves are moves that kind of fortify the rest of their roster. Like they have talented people up and down their roster. Yeah, and like again, Torrey Craig was there last year. Like he knows how to play with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like it, gives them a depth piece. I'm trying to think if anybody emerged really on the wings for them. Not really, but so like he can kind of just slide right back into the role that he had last year.
Because they still got Johnson, they still got Payne, they still got Monk. I mean, not Monk. Other one.
Yeah, for Payton.
No, not Payton.
You talking about the Suns?
Yes, the Suns. What's the other? Not Malik Monk. It's the other one.
Miles Bridges.
Bridges. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Like they still have good, right? But they was in the same draft. That's why I be getting them mixed up. When they traded for each other?
No, Zaire Smith was traded for Mikal Bridges.
I see. Anyways, no, but they have some wing players anyway. So like Torrey Craig was still, like you said, sliding into the same role that he had, but it's not like he has ample room to run around with. Because Phoenix, shit. Honestly, if Phoenix didn't make a move, nobody would have been surprised because they really don't need to make a move.
No, they don't. Like they're already the best team in the league, and
exactly.
Like it's not even close at this point, record-wise. So. Yeah,
which is damn near the same thing they was doing last year, which shows that it wasn't a fluke. Which they could honestly make the finals again this year.
I didn't understand why people thought it was a fluke. Like they have Chris Paul, like Chris Paul's teams are good.
Because of the fact that they like to downsize and downplay what people do. So they're like, oh, well, the only reason why the Suns was good because LeBron was hurt, bro. Even with LeBron and them being healthy last year, they wasn't getting the number 1 or 2 seed. Like they was outplaying the Clippers, they was outplaying the Nuggets, and them cats had crazy records last year with 2 superstars. The Suns were always legitimate, and for them to want to kind of make a move here and move there to kind of solidify their squad, again, if kind of like how the Bucks are with Horst, and I wouldn't not trust anything our GM has done so far. You know what I'm saying? Like he's earned that point, that choice to this point now, where okay. We did this. Man, this seemed crazy. You know what? The last 2-3 years, he's proven that he's reliable. Let me just chill. Let me just wait.
And the thing with Horst, and I guess because he brought back Torrey Craig, to James Jones' credit too, is even if you make a mistake, know how to get out of it. So
or fix it, bring it back.
Shimmy and Rodney Hood clearly didn't work for this team.
DJ Augustine.
clearly didn't work for that team.
We got him
Craig,
off
ironically,
season.
didn't work for this team.
Worked.
But like he got out of it and he didn't like compound his mistake. Like he, some teams, the Lakers, sorry,
We're gonna make this work.
like, they make a mistake and then they don't want to admit that they've made the mistake, so then they double down on the mistake. It's like, it's fine. The Russ thing didn't work. Try something different, or like don't make the Russ move in the first place because like, okay, if I make this move, like that's checkmate. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to know like what your exit strategy is before you make that move.
We didn't have.
Can I get myself out of it if I make this move now? Or am I boxing myself in? Y'all should have knew the answer was. Well, you know what? No. They probably assumed that they probably could move Russ if they needed to because he couldn't. There's no way in hell. It's still Russell Westbrook. Ain't no way in hell he's gonna play his value down like that. Again, they probably thinking there's no way he could have ran his value down like that. So he could have really been moved.
I don't know if his value was that high to begin with. Like, who else was giving up a first round pick for Russell Westbrook last offseason?
No one.
I don't think anybody. Like, first of all, I don't think Washington was trying to trade him. Like, they only traded him because he wanted to go to the Lakers. But like the Lakers, there's no reason that the Lakers had to throw in that pick on top of getting rid of like three good players. Like, but again, like I guess like when LeBron comes to you and says, "Do this and we'll make it work," gotta do it. But also like it seems like they're holding them to that because like now it's like, okay, well you chose to do it, so now you got to make it work. Like we can't get out of it because there's nothing. You
said do it, yeah.
That phone still working, bro? Can you make some phone calls? No, all right, this is what we got.
What you want me to do?
Call some goddamn button. You call somebody for this nigga.
But also that's the thing about being a 37-year-old. Like many of your peers aren't playing anymore. Like he got on the phone and called Carmelo Anthony, and honestly that's one of the few moves that they did make that actually worked out.
Yeah.
But they ain't learned from that last year in Cleveland where he traded his whole team at the trade deadline.
Yeah. Again, there's no move to make. Like
GM LeBron, man.
Because GM LeBron told them to trade for Russell Westbrook. GM LeBron told them to keep Horton Tucker over Caruso. GM LeBron was the one that said, do whatever it takes to get Anthony Davis, even though he's probably coming here in a year.
Ooh.
Yeah. And now
so instead of trading Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, all those first-round picks for AD, maybe, just maybe, you could have just waited a year. Be like, AD, hey, go be Kawhi for a year somewhere else. And then come here in free agency. We got all those pieces, plus the number 4 pick in that draft.
Just think where we would be.
Still with Ingram, still with Ball, still with Hart, still with freaking Kuzma.
I'll be out here
Y'all
ringing.
would have been lost. Still with Caruso. Y'all would have been loaded. Ooh, boy.
But instead,
all right, man.
C'est la vie. Buyout market, right?
Give me the Prestons.
Hey. Buyout market. You can't get the Prestons after that.
Today. If I forgot any, my bad.
They may have been too small.
I don't think we need to talk about KZ Okpala going to Oklahoma City. I don't think we need to do that.
That was a nice trade for Oklahoma City. They still stacking up young players and picks. They're probably trying to get. You know what? OKC in game, which I wouldn't be mad at if this would be Bronny. Just for that one run at the title on Bron's last leg. Because Bron said he wants to play with his son. Oklahoma City has 1 million first-round picks. Say the draft he comes up, Oklahoma City says, you know what, fuck it, we're going to try one good time. And absolutely, the one team that drafts Bronny is going to be the team that gets LeBron towards the end of his career.
Is Bronny a junior or a senior?
I feel like he's a junior.
Okay.
I feel
let's say best case scenario, he is a senior, right? So you still have
1 year from now.
It's 3 years
from now.
Which is he'll be a free agent after next season.
Yeah.
So, which he planned out.
Now at 37, we see it's not just you get LeBron and you compete for a championship. Like
no, but
it's still like a year of ticket sales and all that stuff. So like it's still going to be advantageous to pick him up. But like I don't think it's just whoever picks him, like you also get LeBron. It's like, I mean, at that point, like, yeah, you want LeBron, but like, do you want LeBron?
You would.
You always
would.
go
Because as of right now, anybody would still take LeBron. Like, it's not like you don't want him no
because
more.
he's LeBron. Yeah.
So like,
yeah, but a lot comes with LeBron too.
Yeah, but again,
And like,
it's back
like the scales are, it's still not even, but like what you get with LeBron versus what comes with LeBron, like it's kind of
your
getting
franchise
closer to the point where it kind of tipped.
Wait, you gonna be the GM in LeBron's documentary? You gonna be the GM on LeBron's Swan Song tour? You will have your team on the documentary. Your team's gonna get all the fanfare, all the limelight, and you gonna be the one that brought it all there. Teams will
You
look
also
into
gonna be
that.
the team that picked a 4-star recruit at number 6 overall in the you know what I mean? Like
number one over just to get his daddy. But thankfully Bronny isn't bad either though.
I mean, he's not, but I also don't think that he's like a first
Top
year
5
out of
pick.
high school top 5 pick. Like, no, he's a solid, like, probably high major D1 player, but that also is not future NBA superstar. Also, he's kind of short. Like, I think he's like 6'2", 6'3", maybe.
He could be a guard.
Yeah, but LeBron's 6'8", 260. You know what I mean? Like, LeBron came in with grown man body. Like, Bronny's coming in with,
LeBron was built like a grown man since he was 10. I don't know how they did it.
I don't know how we got here. But I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Thanks for joining us for this first quick hour. Sending best wishes to the point guard and the mayor and their family.
For sure.
Absolutely.
The township. We'll call them the township.
The township.
Prayers and thoughts and everything.
Tim, you want to hit us with the socials on our way out?
Yeah, hit us on the Instagram and the Twitter at TECKFoul. That's TECK. Don't forget to put the K on that mud scrunchie. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Facebook, Technical Foul Podcast. Technical Foul Pod Overtime is our Facebook group. We can join them with the listeners, fans, and the fan. We post our show there. Come check us out live there, just in general discussion. YouTube, where we currently come on, just check us out. You know what I'm saying? Ken got all crispy for the camera and stuff.
Hey,
he had to go get faded. He in 4K. He the only nigga in 4K on the video. You know.
Yeah, I got the nice little blur feature on.
Right. You only one in 4K. You see it all, but yeah. And don't forget the good news app. Good news.
Every Tuesday, 6 to 8 for our live show. 6 to 8:30. My bad.
8:30.
I feel like we should just start saying 6 to 8 just because it snapped better.
Yeah,
it does.
It do.
Ring a little bit more. But I am the Eric J. You can catch me on Twitter at your world champion. Just acquire a surgery vodka, so now my wife is gonna be insufferable. Milwaukee Bucks burner.
Boy, that's all you get.
So I had to tell her.
Right, bro. Shut up. Don't do it. Sit back. Don't be yelling all out in public like that. What's wrong with you?
Shoot, if I would have known, like I wouldn't have got a Valentine's Day gift. I just would have got her tickets to the Bucks.
Bought her a Surge jersey. Like, here we go. That's funny. Ken, it's on you, brother.
Yeah, but it's your boy, Everyday Gentleman, on Everyday_Gentleman on Instagram.
You about to do your intro?
I know. I swear.
He's about to do his calling card. Hey, it's the Everyday Gentleman.
But yeah, Everyday_Gentleman on Instagram. K Harris 216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. I can't be yelling and shit like that. It's late. Gotta go to bed and shit like that. But we'll holla.
You would yelling any other time, nigga.
I think Eric's about to sneeze, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that's it, y'all. We out of here.